Alright, what's up everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Darian's Pokemon. My first time ever filming a game of PTCGO from my apartment. So excited to be giving it a shot. I know that the mic needs work. I know that my webcam needs work. I'm just using the webcam on the iMac right now, so I know some things need work, but it would be so convenient if I could just film more games from my apartment rather than having to go to the studio every time. Especially it would allow me some opportunities to stream as well if I could just get the whole home studio thing going. So that is the goal here. I'm playing a game with Vikavolt Bulu. I don't have all the cards on my account yet for Ultra Prism. I did crack a whole bunch of packs actually, which I'm going to be showing off on the main channel I think tomorrow. But I have not opened a ton of packs yet, but I think that Bulu should be pretty good with Ultra Prism because you just like take out all them Sycamores, throw in a couple Cynthia, and you're good to go. I mean, this deck hates to discard things, so I think that that should be the most reasonable. Maybe you'll want to keep one Sycamore in here. I, just for testing's sake, have taken all of the Sycamores out, put all Cynthias in, and we're just going to see how this list rolls. So Bulu should be in a pretty good position considering it hits that 210 benchmark. I think the deck gets a significant boost in the form of Cynthia, just being able to increase its consistency here. I don't see anything that I too terribly. I mean, I could Ultra Ball two Ultra Balls away and a Choice Band, but there's no real point in doing that because I already have two Grubbins out. I could go get my Remoraid, but I'm not going to do that because it actually decreases the chances that I get a turn 2 Vikavolt if I do that because I limit the amount of Ultra Balls that are left in my deck. So let's see, I'm just going to go ahead and attach the lightning here to the active, and I'm just going to pass. So we'll see what my opponent does. Looks like they might be playing Zoroark, Lycanroc, like an old list from right around Memphis Regionals, right around December, something like that. They got the Mewtwo in here, which is a good Buzzwole counter. People have been also trying the Mew EX as a Buzzwole counter. Now, this could be, I mean, it could be straight Buzzwole Lycanroc. I don't know, I don't know what they're playing yet. So we will see what Dr. Magnolia has in store for us. As far as my hand here, I do technically have the turn 2 Vikavolt. I could Lele for Skyla, Ultra Ball for the Vikavolt, Skyla for Rare Candy Vikavolt, get the turn 2 Vikavolt, but unfortunately I do not have the turn 2 attack, so that is a little annoying. And I'm not playing a Charge-a-Bug in this list, so I can't like Ultra Ball for Charge-a-Bug and then N. So, if I do get the Vikavolt, I don't get the attack since I got the Lightning Energy instead of the Grass Energy on that first turn. Looks like my opponent is playing Zoroark, Lycanroc. This should be a pretty good matchup for me, but my opponent putting the turn 1. Oh, okay, I do have the Grass, so I actually can pull off the turn 2 attack. That is really good. All right, so we top deck the Grass. We're good to go. I could go ahead and grab Skyla here. We're just going to Lele for Skyla. Let's see if my Octillery is prized. My Remoraid's prized, so I'm only playing a 1-1 in this list right now, just trying it out. I don't know what the ideal list is going to look like, but I do know that I generally do like to have Octillery in the list. I'm going to Ultra Ball away, let's see, the Floatstone and the Choice Band. We're going to grab Vikavolt with that, and then we're just going to Skyla for Rare Candy. Skyla, grab that Rare Candy. Go ahead, set up our Vikavolt here on the bench. It is a little concerning that my opponent did get that turn 1 attachment with the fighting, because that means that they could go ahead, use Lycanroc's ability, and they can Bloodthirsty Eyes, bring up my Vikavolt, and then they could knock out my Vikavolt with Claw Slash. Just as easy as that. So that would be very frustrating. Let's go ahead and charge. Yeah, we'll charge the lightning onto the Lele. That's fine. And then just attach the grass up here. And we're just going to... I have to discard to attack. That seems like really bad if I just discard on this Mewtwo. But I think that I have to just kind of apply some pressure and get cruise in here, and then maybe I can Wilderness GX next turn if they hit into me, something like that. So, I mean, the odds of them having a retreater, not very high. I could Tapu Wilderness to knock this thing out without discarding, so that is an option too. And that seems fair. Or I just Horde Attack it, poke it, and then next turn go from there. I think I'll just Horn Attack and just poke. So I'm just gonna play this a little bit slow. I know these decks don't tend to play a lot of float stones. I think Zoroark, Lycanroc, maybe they play like one, maybe two. So the odds of them hitting a float stone early are pretty small. I'm not really worried about knocking out this Mewtwo. I would much rather knock out a bigger threat or deal some damage to a bigger threat. And by knocking out the Mewtwo, I just invite a bigger threat up into the active position before I can really go ahead and get set up. Now, it would be bad if my opponent just, rips the float stone, they get a strong energy choice band, and they just dangerous rogue my Bulu. Like, that would not be super great. Definitely not what we're looking for. But I am looking to get my hand a little bit more stabilized, just my board a little bit more stabilized before I go inviting that dangerous rogue just like right up into the active position. If I do knock out the Mewtwo, they can pretty simply just bring up that Lycanroc that they're probably going to be able to get, knock out Vikavolt, and then I'm in a very compromised position because imagine if they do get the dangerous rogue on my Vikavolt, right? And I had discarded with my Tapu Bulu in order to knock out the Mewtwo, then they just totally take the rug right out from underneath me, and that is bad. So that's the reason I didn't knock out the Mewtwo this turn, just because I leave myself in a compromised board state. I want to either have energy on the Bulu, and as you can see, they didn't get it. So we're good to go now, and I'm in much more stable board position. Being able to knock out the Mewtwo without discarding or without using my GX attack is a great, great thing for me. So I think I am just going to keep my choice band. I already discarded one, and I don't want to, let's see, and I don't want to strong charge on anything else, so I'm just going to end. I don't want to create a situation where I run out of choice bands because I need to be able to do 210 to my opponent's Pokemon there. Alright, so a little bit of a weird spot just because I don't have a Bulu, but I do have one energy on the Lele, so that's fine. I could just retreat that next turn. And I don't have any other energies in hand, so I don't want to strong charge anymore. I'm kind of over strong charging at this point. I need to strong charge onto Bulus if I am. So I think I am just going to Nature's Judgment. No discard. No point in playing any more cards. I do not want to discard all my energy, so we're just going to go ahead and do that and take the knockout. Now my opponent, there's my Remoraid, so that's good. I do want the Remoraid. My opponent is in a situation where they could dangerous rogue my Vikavolt, knock it out, but then I do have an attack on the following turn, and I can just Lele and Skyla, get the heavy ball, and then take another knockout. They do have a choice band, so as long as they get a Lycanroc off this end, they're just going to be able to dangerous rogue my active Bulu. But if they dangerous rogue my active Bulu, I drew into the cards that I need in order to get another Bulu into the active position. I'm just going to be able to retreat my Lele, attach the grass to my Bulu, strong charge, good to go, and take the knockout. And since Lycanroc is weak to grass, I don't even need to discard. This should be, pretty straightforward knockout there. And then my opponent is not going to have any juice in the tank to be able to knock out my Bulu, and I should pretty much be able to sweep from there. Looks like my opponent is still digging for that Lycanroc. So, they Lele for something. I think that Lele for Bridget may be an attempt to thin the deck, which it looks like. She's just trying to thin the deck. She's going to trade the Bridget away in order to get more cards, make sure that she doesn't trade into the Bridget. Okay, and she got the Ultra Ball there. Ultra Ball's way 2 Field Blowers, so that is fine with me because that means that, I could just start slapping down my choice bands, and odds are that she won't have the Field Blower to respond. She does get the Lycanroc. Interested to see if she goes for the Bulu or the Vikavolt. Looks like she is just going to go for the Bulu, which I agree with, because if she goes for the Vikavolt, that thing is just getting knocked out, and there's no guarantee that I don't just have the return knockout on the following turn. So unfortunately for Zoroark, Lycanroc, this is kind of their big play. The deck has really no more gas in the tank after this. If we just need one lightning left in deck. We do have a lightning left in deck, so I could strong charge both of those to my benched Bulu here, and just attach the grass. And I can even slap a choice band down. I can start flexing my bench out too, since they've already dangerous rogued. And now we are just gonna go ahead and I mean I could Guzma up a Zoroark and knock that out. That would be pretty cool. I would save the grass energy, or I could Cynthia, draw more cards. I think that I need to knock out this Lycanroc. Yeah, for sure. So I am going to knock out the Lycanroc because that Lycanroc is really the only thing that's threatening a knockout on my benched Vikavolt now. So I'm just going to retreat this. Don't show me again. Here we go. Retreat into Bulu. And then I think I save everything else for now. So let's just go ahead. Nature's Judgment. We don't need to discard. And we're going to go down to 3 prizes, doing 300 damage. Sweet stuff, sweet stuff. So my opponent's in a bad spot because, oh, look at all these Ns and Cynthia. Is crazy. Cynthia is seeming to be great in this deck. I mean, this is pretty much everything you want. It's just a draw card that doesn't make you waste your resources because your energy are precious in this deck. I mean, obviously we play Energy Recycler, but I've found like I haven't even needed to use one Energy Recycler yet, and I still have a Grass and a Lightning left in deck, which is a beautiful thing. Like, that's awesome. So the energy just goes so much further now that I'm playing 8 shuffle draw cards instead of playing some shuffle draw cards and some discard refresh your hand cards. I do have 4 choice band in this list, so even if my opponent is able to remove this choice band from my Bulu, which would be a little annoying, I have some outs to be able to get myself another one, but that would be definitely frustrating if I can't get my hands on the choice band. I mean, they have a big hand, so odds are they may be able to get double puzzle. Maybe it was a little preemptive of me to just go ahead and slap that thing down. I mean, maybe. If they do hit into me, I have not GX'd yet, so I can use my Tapu Wilderness GX just to hit into this thing. If I had a Guzma, maybe I could Guzma and Tapu Wilderness GX with a choice band to knock out a Lele. That would be pretty cool. Looks like my opponent is going for Cynthia as well. I just showcased a gameplay with the Zoroark GX deck, Lycanroc deck, with that Zoroark Lycanroc deck. Showcased a gameplay with that, a tabletop gameplay versus the Duskmane Necrozma. I think that potentially the deck is just a little, outclassed now, which is crazy. Oh, they're going for Kukui. Can they actually hit? If they get a choice band, then they have it. If they have double puzzle, get the choice band back, they actually do take a knockout on my Bulu. I wasn't expecting that. Didn't see that coming, but that is an option that they have. Or is that 170? They do 120, 50. That's actually only 170, so they can't. I was gonna say I didn't think that they had an option to knock out my Bulu this turn. They can only max out at 170. I don't really know what she's digging for. Potentially that choice band. Potentially that. I suspect the field blower. So, she ultra balled away 2 field blowers earlier, which seems a little rough knowing that the choice band is really just the difference maker in taking these one-hit knockouts. But if she does get the double puzzle, she'll probably double puzzle, get that field blower back, remove my choice band, and then make me at least go and dig for another one. But I should have 2 left in deck. And nope, they did not get it, so she knows that there is just an incoming. Oh, and I do have Guzma. I could just Wilderness. I think maybe Guzma and Wilderness take a knockout on. Let's see. I could have just attached the grass, but I don't know. I do want to just take that knockout. Like, that would be excellent. Let's see. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away. Bridget and N potentially. Yeah, let's Ultra Ball those away here. And I could go ahead and get the Remoraid. And if I get Remoraid, how many energy do I have left in deck? I just have 1 lightning energy left in deck. So that is not like fantastic. But I think I do want to set up the Remoraid just in case. So let's set that thing up. And I only have one Lightning Energy deck left in deck, but it doesn't really matter if I just take a knockout here. So let's just Guzma up the Rockruff, and then I'm going to promote my Remoraid. And then if I can just, let's see, do that, and then we're just going to retreat, and then I'm going to GX the Rockruff. I think that's my best play here. And there's no real point in accelerating anything with Vikavolt. I'm just going to keep this thing with all its energy on it. And then next turn, just go for game. Let's just Tapu Wilderness GX. Yep. Tapu Wilderness GX here. I do need to hit like an energy recycler. Like that would be great. But I put myself, I think, in a pretty commanding board position here. I've got a fully loaded Tapu Bulu GX that my opponent has no realistic way to knock out. I've got the Choice Band on it already. I've got a Vikavolt that my opponent has no realistic way to knock out. I took out their Lycanroc threat for the following turn while also healing myself. I've limited their N option by only taking the non-EX there. Instead of taking the GX, I actually make it so that it's harder for my opponent to limit my own hand with N, because if you think about it, think about the other course of action there. The other course of action is that I knock out the Zoroark GX. Maybe I Ultra Ball for another Bulu and put it down, knock out the Zoroark GX. Maybe I then Cynthia try to grab, something. But if I whiff like the second Vikavolt, I mean really off the Cynthia, I would have wanted to hit a energy recycler, and I would have wanted to hit maybe a second Vikavolt in order to kind of shore up the game. But that doesn't really ensure that I get what I need, and it's kind of taking a chance. And I'm taking another chance here, but then she would also be able to end me to 1, and ending me to 1, much worse than end to 2. So I think I like taking out the Lycanroc, ending myself to 2, hoping that she doesn't get the field blower, or that I could just keep this choice band somehow, or that I have an opportunity to draw into another one. I put the Remoraid down just to give myself an out. Oh, what's happening here? Okay. Wild kick. Oh, for 60 damage. That is crazy. Okay. I did get Cynthia, though, so this is great. Just because, and look, it was the third card, got end to 2 instead of end to 1, so I do have myself an extra draw there, and that extra draw really mattered. I'm just going to field blower my opponent, and yep. And then I don't think that there's any reason to put this lightning energy into play. I think that I'll just go ahead and Cynthia. So interesting play by my opponent. I do get everything that I need. I got rare candy into the second Vikavolt, which is fantastic. I've got Octillery. I mean, wow, I could not have asked for a better draw off of that. And I've got Energy Recycler to just throw all 5 of these energies back into the deck. Now there's pretty much nothing stopping me from being able to close this game out. I don't think that I should just strong charge yet. I think I should probably just save those strong charges for a Bulu or something like that. I mean, I could throw 4 energy into play, no problem. So I think I'll put the Floatstone on the Octillery and just Nature's Judgment, no discard. And yep, I do not want to discard. So we're just going to knock that thing out, go down to 1 prize. A little bit annoying there. My opponent put me in a weird spot, just having the option to wild kick. If my opponent misses that wild kick, then I'm fine because they won't be able to knock out my Bulu. But they hit the wild kick, didn't really see that coming. And now, if my opponent ends me to 1, I do need to find myself another Bulu, which hopefully is not my... I'm pretty sure I'm playing 4 Bulu, so there's no way that I have another Bulu prized. I am anticipating my opponent ending me to 1, but at this point, I'm pretty far ahead on the trade. I don't think that there's any way that my opponent... I mean, if they did get Choice Band Kukui, they could knock out a Lele. If I have to attack with Lele, they do have an option to do that. But I've got the Octillery here. I just need to hit Bulu Choice Band off of my Octillery draw, and then I'm in the clear. And you can see at this point, maybe it would be beneficial for the Bulu deck to be playing a copy of Sycamore, just because at the end of the game, sometimes you do need to just dig in order to draw the things that you need. I mean, how many Cynthia? I played 2 Cynthia, so I do have 2 Cynthia left. But I am a little scared. I have all this energy left in my deck, so I could just draw into just energy or ends, which is like not what I want right now. So we'll see here. I do have the float stone, so that's nice. I'll be able to just see if I could draw into a Bulu. And as you can see, I got a lightning energy. That is not good. I could commit the lightning energy. I could go up and I could electro cannon, right? I mean, that's an option, but I think electro cannon's an option even if I miss drawing what I need. So I think I'm just going to abyssal first. And let's see, we did get, okay, and I think I got it. I do, because I can Guzma. So we got heavy ball here, and we're just going to go grab our Bulu, and then I can double strong charge onto the Bulu. So let's go ahead and do that, and then I'm just going to Guzma up the Lele, and just Nature's Judgment that thing for knockout. And that's all she wrote. So, awesome game there. Good game by my opponent. Closer than I thought it was going to be. And you can see Octillery here still doing really good. Going to show off this list here momentarily. The list ran pretty well for me. I was excited about it. So that's it. Ended up having to take 7 prizes, but yes, I would like to discard, please. Ended up having to take 7 prizes, which is a little annoying. My opponent was able to get all the way down to 2 prizes, but we got there in the end. So thank you all for watching the video. I'm going to try and spruce up my apartment a little bit. Going to try and get a new microphone as well so that these gameplays from my apartment, you know, are a little more fun to watch. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to put in the background yet. I think I'm going to like change the angle of my computer, maybe get like my playmats in the background, something like that. Some of you guys have probably seen when I film in my living room, I do have like a wall with my playmats there. I also played with like the audio on the whole time, so kind of forgot about that. So that's a thing as well. I don't know. Should I turn the sound effects off? Probably, but I don't know. They're also kind of fun, so who knows. Anyways, here's my deck. Let's just show off that. I'm calling it, what, Cynthia Bulu right now, just because I had another version. But here is Cynthia Bulu right now. Pretty good deck. I was happy with it. Seemed to draw pretty consistently. I mean, and the 2 Floatstone, I know a lot of Bulu lists are not playing Floatstone, maybe just playing a 4th Guzma, but I really like the mobility there. I hate that with Bulu when you start a Grubbin and there's just like no option to get that thing out of the active without Guzmaing. That really bothers me. But this is what we got right now. So anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Let me know what you guys think of Tapu Bulu in the new format in the comments below. Make sure to ring that bell, like the video, sub to the channel. Peace.